But brace yourselves, because the notebook was not the only bombshell dropped today. A little while ago, I spoke with the lawyer for the Petito family. He says there are several other pieces of evidence in the possession of the Laundrie's attorney, Stephen Bertolino, including a letter from Roberta Laundrie to her son, Brian. Here is some of what he told me.
Someone should ask him to release the letter that Roberta Laundrie wrote to Brian Laundrie. That on the envelope says, "Burn after you read this."
So there was a letter from Roberta to Brian within the notebook?
No, it was not within the notebook. It was a separate letter.
That was found out there with the notebook, though?
My understanding is that the letter at one point had been in the van, but then it was taken from the Laundrie home during the time when the search warrant was executed.
So a letter from Roberta to Brian that said, "Burn this letter," after
Yes.
you read it. And were you able to read the letter?
Yes, I was. I'll tell you that I had an idea what was in the letter before I read it. I knew about the letter. I don't believe Mr. Bertolino knew about the letter, and the surprise on his face was very interesting as he read that letter.
That was
all
today.
I can say. He has the letter. He has the original of the letter. And I've asked him to maintain that for purposes of the litigation. I don't have a copy of it. I expect I'll be getting a copy of it. He wouldn't allow me to get a copy of it today. But within that letter is an offer from Roberta Laundrie to assist her son. I don't want to say more because I don't have the letter, but it's a pretty interesting, pretty odd letter.
So a letter from Roberta to Brian to assist her son, assist him to do what?
Let me back up and say there's no date on the letter. But it would appear that the letter was written between the time that Gabby was murdered and Brian committed suicide. There's scenarios presented by Roberta in that letter. For example, if you go to jail, I'll bake a cake and I'll put a knife in it or a saw in it. There was also something referenced in that letter about Gabby, and I'd rather not go any further. That at this point, the letter will speak for itself, and I don't want to paraphrase incorrectly what the letter said.
I understand. I just want to make sure I can report it correctly. So was she sort of offering to help him kill himself? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
No. It was as I said, it was an offer that had to do with Gabby.
After she was already dead?
That's my belief.
And you can't say anything more about what that offer was?
I'm not comfortable without having it in front of me because I'll be paraphrasing, and I don't want to paraphrase something that serious.
Wow, very, very interesting there. Patrick Riley also told me that the notebook is not the only confession Brian left. He told me today there was a second confession on a, quote, digital device and possibly a third confession in written form. Riley says he has not seen those confessions yet, but the FBI told him they are somewhat different from the confession in the notebook that we've seen. It is a lot to take in.
What did he say?